Presentation today, and we're glad to have everyone here listening to this important topic. My introduction to this was a patient came into my office and wanted me to look at something that I didn't want to look at, and she was kind of pressuring me to look at some information. It sounded too good to be true, and I just really didn't want to take the time to do it. I was busy, had a busy physical therapy practice, and I wasn't really interested in looking at something I felt would be a waste of time. Fortunately for me and for other people since then has been my daughter worked at my office with me, and she listened to this person long enough to figure out there was maybe something I should take a look at. So I finally did, and I was excited about it after I saw that. Imagine being able to reset your genes. And I know people are learning more and more about how genetics work, but I knew that if I could reset my genes every day, that was going to have, over a period of months and years, that would make a huge difference. And so when I found out that we could do that, I was totally in. And so my kind of story was that, my situation at that time was I was working in a busy private practice, my own practice in physical therapy. And I wasn't really in need of money at that time, but I had no retirement, nothing for the future. In 2008 and 2009, the market crash kind of eliminated what I had as a future financially. But I was too busy at my practice to really think about that. And I'm healthy, and I was 57 at the time. I thought, I'm good. I can still work into my 80s. And then I realized, would people still come and see me when I'm in my 80s? I thought maybe that won't happen. It says, so I had really no plans, but this science, as I began to understand it, really kind of took over, and I started getting paid. I became a distributor right away as I saw the science, and I went through the studies. The study that really convinced me the most was the study was done by a drug company. They funded it. So I thought, okay, that's not the company. That's a private, which they actually all are from other private universities or whatever that did the study. So I was convinced, and they started paying me, and I realized I was getting paid to do something that was my passion, helping people with their health. My wife Debbie's a dietitian, and so she was excited as well. Why don't you come in and interrupt and do your story?
Well, sure. Like Rusty said, we were both busy with the practice, and I was homeschooling 4 of our 6 kids at the time, and keeping things going at home. And it was a business. It was presented as a business. Like Rusty said, I didn't need another business. I was plenty busy, but what I did need was a difference in my health, and I also needed time. This time was something I just did not have. And it's so important to realize that not everybody may want a business, not everybody may want another job, but they may want something different, like a difference in their health, or a difference in their what they're doing on a daily basis. And so when Rusty jumped into it, I decided, okay, I really need to take a look at this. I like to be a supportive wife, put on my dietitian glasses, and took a look at the science. And I was absolutely amazed. And like Rusty said, we thought everybody needs to know about this, and became very excited to share it with everybody that we knew. So that being said, I started taking it without any expectation of it, or without, I would have to say expectation of it doing something different in my body other than at a cellular level. So
you just got the science of it.
Yeah.
Okay, this works.
Yes. And I knew my cells, it would make a difference in my cells, but I didn't think that there would be some outward, manifestation of my cells changing. Why? I didn't think that. I have no idea.
Plus we were living very, very healthfully. I mean, we practiced the health laws of rest, sunlight, air, fresh air, exercise,
good water,
good sleep. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were eating like 80% raw food, organic only, no GMO. We're like fanatical. So you weren't really expecting a huge change.
Right. And, you know, it took a little bit of time to have my cells readjust to the function the way they were supposed to. But when they started functioning like they were supposed to, that's when I noticed a big difference in my health. And fast forward to, you know, being able to retire, I have time now. And that's we have the retirement because of the business, but we also have time. And that was a real gift.
Well, now you're
to
stuck
me.
with me more time of the day. So
Thankfully, we get along.
yeah, that's a good thing.
Yes.
You know, if you retire, make sure you get along with your spouse. So
Yes. But like Rusty said, you know, I was amazed at the science. And when the company was investigated by ABC Primetime and John Quinones, that aired on national television. And there were many, many biochemists that knew Dr. McCord's background, and they knew his stellar reputation and his discovery of SOD and all those things. And they went, wow, this is amazing. And they started studying this at the same time. So it wasn't just us looking at the science. I mean, there's many, many
Right.
biochemists that
well,
were
they
excited by
knew
it.
that oxidative stress was related to all the different disease, or they were assuming that it was, and they wanted to try to prove it. And now they had a way with this Protandim
Mhm.
to be able to test, okay, does this change the oxidative stress in whatever we're testing, and will that have a different outcome? So they all wanted to do that.
Absolutely.
And they all called him and said, hey, can we have some of that? We want to test it out.
Yeah. Tell them more about the oxidative stress.
Well, I mean, you probably have heard about all the different fires that happened this last summer, many in California, many are all over basically.
Canada, Oregon, Washington.
Yeah, a lot of fires. Imagine that you live in a forest, your house is surrounded by trees, and the fire is just a mile away.
Coming toward you.
Coming toward you. It gets closer and closer and closer. You call the fire department and you say, hey, it's coming really close. Can you guys come out and just try to protect my property? So they come rushing out, and you hear the sirens, and you get all excited, you get out there, and the firemen rush up and they all have Dixie cups in their hand with water. Would that be helpful? No way. You would be expecting them to come with their fire trucks and the hoses and their water and all that. I mean, they come with little Dixie cups. I mean, that's basically how, you know, trying to get rid of oxidative stress with a direct antioxidant that you would get in a pill form or juice form or whatever, it's just not going to cover. We thought that we were getting all our coverage that we needed with a product that gave us 100,000 direct antioxidant molecules. We thought, wow, if you made $100,000 a day, would you be okay?
It sounds good to me.
It sounded good, but your debt ratio is 1 million or sextillion a day. So no. So there's 300 sextillion free radicals that are harassing your cells every single day. 300 sextillion, that's 24 zeros. So no way of the fireman coming out of the Dixie cup, no way with you taking a direct antioxidant is going to do that. So we understand now that our bodies, our cells can actually make our own enzymes that fight oxidation. That one enzyme you mentioned, SOD, superoxide dismutase, that enzyme that Joe McCord discovered can eliminate up to 1 million free radicals every second of the day. Every second, 1 million, boom, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, like that. Now imagine SOD being formed in every one of your 37 trillion cells. What could happen?
Well, that's the way we started out, barring unforeseen circumstances. You know, when we're infants, our bodies are functioning like that, and
Right.
So we're able to combat all these cellular stresses that come.
Most infants.
Infants, yeah,
healthy ones.
And so even now, infants aren't as healthy as they used to be years ago,
Right.
but neither are the parents.
Right.
But so that NRF2 pathway, when Dr. McCord found out that not only does this increase the SOD, but it actually activates that NRF2 pathway, and that's what triggers that genetic normalization in the functioning of the SOD.
Imagine coming home from a hard day at work and flipping a switch, and all of a sudden your carpets are clean, your windows are clean, your bathroom's clean, toilet bowl's clean, food on the table. I mean, that's basically what your body's doing. We flip the switch and the 500 genes do what you did as a small child. up to 500 genes are just automatically doing every day, doing what your genes did when you were a child. And you just flip that one switch by taking that one activator. But we've also expanded that. Now we have many other products, but we especially two other activators that work together with that NRF2 messenger pathway that are basically deal with how we age. And those three, we have a product called the Tri-Synergizer. It hits those three areas. And the interesting thing is when you hit those three areas at the same time, it explodes each one individually, which is kind of amazing.
Which then is just taking your cellular normalization and activation to the very next level.
You might remember, maybe you took chemistry, I don't know if you did or not, but chemistry lab, you put in, a beaker there and you put in one fluid, you pour it in, the second one you pour in, and then the third one you put a drop in, and all of a sudden the whole chemistry lab goes smoke, right? It's just crazy. And that's what happens in your body when you take all three of these activators at a time. It explodes that synergy of what they have. And we have other products too. We have products that turn on the NRF2 messenger protein in your hair, your skin, your dog, your pets, your horse,
your brain,
brain drink that did that. Yes.
So the NRF2 pathway was really one of the flagship product. And then the companies added more to be able to help the body function at even higher levels.
Right. Well, we can turn on your mitochondria, which is your powerhouse of your cell that creates energy. We now know how to turn that on to make more of those, to make them healthier. So
when I started, because all we had was the NRF2 when we first started taking it. And that was when I noticed a huge difference in my heart. And then when they added in the mitochondrial activator, that's when I noticed a huge difference in my lungs from, having issues since I was a small child.
Yeah, when I mean, obviously the NRF2 was awesome for me as well, but when we added the mitochondrial biogenesis NRF1, we do swimming sprints. We do them 3 days a week in the ocean, and I'd sprint for 30 seconds, just as hard as I can swim, as fast as I can go, and then I'll rest for a minute. Well, I knew exactly how many strokes per breath I could do. And I'd been that way for 5 years. I hadn't increased or decreased in 5 years. And in 30 days, I doubled my strokes per breath, just doubled it in 30 days after adding that mitochondrial biogenesis activator. So yeah, that was a very consistent, change, consistency for 5 years. All of a sudden I get this change in 30 days. I knew it was because I was doing the mitochondrial activation.
So our company doesn't claim to cure, treat, mitigate, or prevent any kind of disease or issues in the body. But what we've seen, how it activates the body, we're improving people's health span. So we think of lifespan, most of us do, and lifespan is obviously how long you live. But there are many people who are just existing in a nursing home in their latter years. That's not how I want to go. I want to go vibrantly and healthy. I want that health span to be all the way to the very end of my life. And having these activators is making that possible for people to have a health span that will match their lifespan.
That is so huge. When I was 18, I worked in the summers between college. I worked at a nursing home, and I saw people there in their 50s and 60s, literally bedridden, and I just gave me it just
chills.
The chills. I have claustrophobia. I couldn't imagine being tied up in a bed or bound to a bed. So yes, health span, not just lifespan, but health span is so important right up into the end. And I've, since I was 18, I've always been thinking about what's going to help me be able to continue to be active, have an active, healthful lifestyle as long as possible. So when I found out about this, it's just totally, blended with what I've always wanted in my life. And maybe you're like that, but maybe you're looking for an opportunity. It's an opportunity for your health. It's also an opportunity because today, our financial situations are not solid, right? Just look what COVID did the last couple of years has done to small businesses, for example. The big box stores stayed open, but the small businesses, they lost. And so it's an opportunity for those people, especially, to be able to have a business that they're in control of, but they don't have to take care of all the, you know, the financial stuff. They don't have to take care of all this, the accounting. They don't have to take care of the shipping, nothing like that. Our company covers all that. They'll drop ship to the person that orders from you. So it's no hassle there as far as a business there. But as far as timing, our company right now, we have south of 100,000 distributors worldwide. We're in like 24 countries, something like that. And if you went to the Direct Selling Association and you looked up what's a good opportunity in this arena, they'll tell you south of 150,000 distributors per region would be a once in a lifetime opportunity. We have less than 100,000 in all the countries that we're in. So I would say we're still a once in a lifetime opportunity as well.
Absolutely. And like you're saying, I wasn't looking for a business, but when COVID hit, we were so glad that we had already been able to close the physical therapy office. Friends of ours struggled with keeping their businesses open. And not only that, but this has given us leveraged income where it's replaced a retirement for us, even better than if we'd had $1 million in the bank that we were drawing interest off of and being able to live off of that. So even though we lost our retirement, we didn't have $1 million that we lost, but we've been able to have this business replace that retirement. And that truly has been a gift to us. So health and time and a financial opportunity that has gifted us. And we just want to be able to share that, maybe you need one of those, and maybe this could be just that opportunity for you as well.
Yeah. And I heard this the other day. I heard someone sharing this fact of how many of you would feel, a little bit more financial security if you had $1 million in the bank?
Most of us would.
Well, it used to be that. Maybe you need 2 now, or 3 or 4.
Or
but
5.
with the monthly income that we get, because when we sign up a customer, the longer they stay on the product, the company pays us every month that they order. So in a sense, we get paid for work that we did 7, 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the interesting thing is the money that we make every month is on the interest rate is more than having, say, $3 million in the bank for us.
Mm-hmm.
And from 2008 to 2009, it would have been a large stretch for me to earn $3 to $4 million in 8 years. And so with this business, having that monthly income that comes in every month, like an interest off of a savings or something like that, it's actually more than if we'd have had $3 or $4 million in the bank, which is cool. And we did that in just a few years.
And I love the fact that the company is publicly traded. We have an incredible board that monitors everything that, helps keep us on track. Erin Brockovich is on the board, so we know that she's going to be advocating for customer health and safety.
Yes.
So that's important. And I lost my train of thought.
Well, it's important to know that you have a good company behind you, corporation.
Absolutely.
And so having Erin Brockovich in there is just showing the direction the company wants to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know what I was going to say. Some of you may be thinking, oh, this all sounds great, but I don't, I'm not an entrepreneur. But the fact is, we all network every single day. When was the last time you went to a restaurant and you went, man, this food is so good, I got to go tell everybody so that they can try this food? Or you saw a movie and you went, I want my friends to go and see this movie. And we network and we share. And that's basically what this is. And the way that the system is set up, you don't have to share it until you know it. And so there's a team, a whole group of people willing to help share this information on your behalf and help you, as you're networking to build your business.
I think one of the unforeseen benefits that we've been in it for 8 years. One of the unseen benefits is just the growth in personal, I guess it's personal growth. I've seen you change.
I'm an introvert.
She's an introvert, doesn't want to be in front of the camera like she is right now. So, I mean, it's completely given you the opportunity to really grow through the process of challenging yourself and all that. So it's been It's been a great, and then the people that we've met, it's been an amazing, I think that'll be worth it alone. Just the people, the friends that we've made and the personal growth that we've had on top of it, on top of the finances, on top of the health benefits that we've had.
Watching people, our friends and their friends, to have a better health span, like we talked about earlier, watching their lives change where they are able to get up off a couch, able to take care of their children, able to get out of a wheelchair. Just so many things that in and of itself is almost better than being paid, because we love to help people.
What's that saying? Something about a dream job. You have it, and you
never work a day in your life. If you love your work, you never work a day in your life.
That's right. So we love our work, and we get paid.
Yes.
So it's a win-win situation for us.
Yeah.
Talk about the comp plan.
Well, the comp plan's been labeled one of the best in the industry, one of the best paying in direct sales marketing. I think that it might have to mute there. There we go. So, and I wasn't aware that was a significant thing to, I knew that I definitely wanted a publicly traded company. I wanted to be ahead of the timing and the trends. And I didn't realize how important the comp plan was, because you can do work and not get paid for it. But this company actually has gone above and beyond to help the people.
Well, they've designed the comp plan to incentivize what makes you grow faster. So it's a win-win.
It is.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things I love about the company. They do this because they want more people to hear about it. I mean, they wouldn't have to share their money, right, if they're making good money.
Right.
But they want more people to hear about it. So they're incentivizing the people who are sharing this information so that more people can hear about these incredible
Some people might say, well, why isn't it just, if it's so awesome, why isn't it just in the store?
It was in retail in the beginning, but there is such a huge story behind it, to that the little bottle sitting on a shelf doesn't talk to you, and the label is only so big. And so people didn't know what this bottle would do that's sitting on a shelf.
Well, I know someone actually went to the store to buy it and was talked out of it by the clerk, who had no idea what it was. Yeah. So yeah, there's so much science. In fact, the person that invited you to watch this, have them send you some videos to watch. The science is just mind-blowing, was to me. And I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but I spent several days just watching every lecture, reading the studies, and I didn't sleep much.
You did a lot of research.
Did a lot of research, and when I was sleeping, I was dreaming about how awesome this was, to have this gene ability to change our gene expression, it blew my mind. So anyway, get back to the person that invited you to watch this, and let them know what you'd like to do. If you'd want to just be a customer, I'll join the team. We have an awesome team and a lot of support here.
And maybe someone who needs this, or someone who needs either to improve their health span, or who also needs an income, because a lot of people have lost their jobs these days. So yeah, definitely get back with the person that invited you, and have a wonderful day.